that better?
Towards the top.
Okay, we do have a change to the agenda, is that right?
Yes, Tamala is saying we're changing action item B. We're going to take it off, sorry.
Taking out action item B.
Oh, yes, because we didn't do that in our retreat, so that's okay. We're going to leave it the way it is, already submitted.
Okay. Motion to approve, made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. If everyone could please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and we'll now welcome Ms. Alexander for the Treasurer's Report. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This treasurer's report is for the month of January, and that is our 7th month of reporting, so we're just a little bit over halfway through the year. We'll start with report number 1, the treasurer's report. It gives you a summary of the receipts and disbursements. For the governmental funds, we had $10.7 million for the receipts, and the disbursements were $16.1 million, which gave us a total for the governmental funds of $213.3 million. If you add the activity fund and the daycare and food service funds, our total is at $222.6 million. Following that, you have the amounts of our bond and construction fund balance, which is $139.8 million, and our investment account balance is a little over $17.1 million. The next report is report 2. It is just more of a detailed breakdown of every single fund's balance. And then if you jump to report number 3, that's the historical analysis report that compares the previous year to the current year for both revenues and expenses. Again, we're doing well. We're running about the same with revenues and expenditures as we have previously. The report shows a total of $83.1 million for the general fund revenue. The tax receipts shown here are broken down by category as well, with the capital outlay, the equalization, and those things. Behind that is our board report. Behind board report number 3, you have your general fund revenue trend, our traditional income statement, and balance sheets for your information to review. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions?
No.
Nope. Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Hunley, seconded by Ms. Sheffer. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
Thank
you. Okay, next we need to approve 4 meeting minutes. The first one being our regularly scheduled board meeting in January 26th. Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Hunley, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. The next one is our SBDM meeting for February 9th for SBDM presentations. Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Hunley, seconded by Ms. Sheffer. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. And the next one is February 17th, our work session. Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Mr. Cedillo, seconded by Ms. Sheffer. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. And our fourth one is February 22nd, our board retreat. Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Ms. Hunley. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. Next up, we have personnel actions.
Yes, personnel actions for February are attached in your board agenda, and those are for your review.
Great. And consent items.
No changes to the consent items. You will see letters A through J down there in our monthly consent.
Any questions on consent items? Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. Superintendent reports.
If you will see item 8, which is me, we have letters A through I. A, B, C, and D are just updates to procedure forms that are already in existence with the policy. We've just updated those, and so you will see those in your packet, and we have discussed. If you look at item E, It is the form that we need to adopt for our homeless child policy that deals with graduation credit contracts. And that is form that goes with policy 09.12. The procedure form is AP.24 that goes with that policy. And then item F is an update procedure form to student medication. Again, it's just updating the procedure form to the policy. And that is item G is also a student medical form that just goes in with the policy that's already in existence, as well as item H. If you look at I, we have had the calendar committee meet a few different times. We have Mr. Williams here if he would want to speak on the calendar. But the 26-27 calendar is attached with the 27-28 calendar that shows the major breaks only. Mr. Williams, anything you want to say?
We've done this enough that it becomes pretty self-explanatory. So, but I will answer any questions that you guys may have.
I know I met with the calendar committee last week, and they had met a couple of times previously.
Correct.
So pretty consistent with the calendar that we're used to. We did talk and move one thing around last week, but pretty standard calendar for the 27-28 school year.
Did you all talk about building any days in if we needed to pull a day for snow days?
So, Ms. Clum, when we made one adjustment to the calendar, we moved that first staff workday to right after opening day. So it would be, then it became the 11th of August rather than the end of August. And we left the 28th of August, which would have been that staff workday, as a student day. So that actually gives us 171 days in our calendar.
Okay,
So we have a little bit of extra wiggle room built into that now.
so we have one extra day in there where we've usually been at the 170 days,
We've
is
been,
that right?
historically, we have always been at the 170 days, which is the state minimum.
Okay,
And what does this put it at again?
171.
171.
Where now it's 171.
okay.
Okay.
Is there, the only question I would have, is there a recommended buffer zone? Because, I mean, the last several winters have been the same, our calendar. We don't have a lot of flexibility to pivot as needed. Is there a recommended buffer zone for that? Like, is it 171, is it 173?
There's really not. By state law, it says that the calendar shall be no less than 170 school days and 1,062 instructional hours. So by adding the one day, we actually increase the instructional hours, especially for the elementary school, because of that one day. And we also add the additional school day, which gives us that little bit of buffer. It's really hard to build days into your calendar other than the NTI days, because there are so many days that are, oh, you must be off for this. You know, like Martin Luther King Day, we can't touch, you know. And there are other days that, as the district, we've looked at over the years and we don't try not to touch them, like Oaks Day. So.
There are options, though. Instead of putting designated potential makeup days in the calendar, there is an option for us to come back, amend the calendar if something happened, we missed school, and we needed to claim a day back in, correct?
Correct.
So that would give us that buffer?
Yes,
Okay.
that
Like-
gives you that buffer.
Like President's Day.
Well, we could claim President's Day, but we could also claim that extra one day at the end of the year if we missed an extra day. We, having 171 student instructional days, we could go back and say, I would come back to you all, you would amend the calendar to say we're only going to use 170, and that would give us back one day.
Other questions for Mr. Williams? Okay.
I will remind you, the other thing that we've run into in the past is people have planned trips and whatnot around the calendar, and then when we say, oh, we're going President's Day, then it tends to do something a little bit with attendance
It does.
and causes problems in that realm.
Right, which is why we don't want to do that, which is why I'm asking about the built-in.
Right. So
Built-in
technically,
days.
we would have, theoretically,
One.
we would have one built-in day.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
Welcome.
thank you,
Those are all of my reports and forms.
thank you.
Can I add something real
Yes.
quick? I would like to, Tamala, I don't know when we can add this in, maybe on next month, but I would like to visit the policy about 8 parent notes a year and see if we can't increase that to 10.
Yes.
So maybe if we could have a first reading on that
It'll
and
be
for next
towards the end
school,
of year.
for next school year,
Second reading will be done in June.
perfect. Okay,
And that would be for the 10, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Student showcase.
Is it, are we ready for student showcase? Wait a couple minutes? Okay, sure.
5 days and you're out of luck.
Oh, I meant for next year. I didn't
We're
mean
just
for-
waiting on
yeah,
a
I
couple
didn't-
people for the student showcase, so just give us a couple minutes.
True, so we have one. So if we have one, say, we're out of school for 2 days, you only have to make up one, technically.
So that's how, okay. I just don't
We used to
understand
have
that.
like 175. Because we can have, bare minimum is
Okay.
170. We used to go to school for more. I think there was actually 2 extra days, 172.
Gosh.
We had snow days. Like we planned on being in school for 172, 173. We had 3 snow days. We didn't have to take anything. They were still 170. But a lot of that changed when we started having it because you still teach staff at 180. Their salaries based on 187 days. You start taking teacher work days
Do
away.
what? I don't think we can, we can jump around though. Yeah, we can jump around.
We can go to action items.
I feel like we should maybe wait on public expression. Has anybody signed up? We'll give it a few more minutes.
We can do action
Um,
items.
Okay, one more. You want to do information items? I think those are just,
While
gonna
we're
jump-
waiting on students to come in for our student showcase, we're going to keep the agenda, but go ahead and tackle some of it while we're all together. Item 13 is just items of information only, and so you will see our monthly preschool report, energy report, and ORR report are attached for your review.
we'll take those under advisement. Do we want to do action items?
Mhm.
Okay, and then we'll move on. We're going to start but not finish our action items.
If you look at item 12, which is action items, item A is approval of resident teachers. That information should be attached.
Any questions on that? Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
Remember, item B was scratched because we didn't have a date to add to it, so our original submission was correct. Item C is approval of update to policy 09.1222. This would be a first reading.
Any questions? Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Hunley, seconded by Ms. Sheffer. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
Item D is approval of the fiscal year 27 SBDM allocations to schools.
Any questions? Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Springer. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
Item E is emergency approval of an update to policy 09.2241, dealing with student medication.
Can I get a motion motion to approve? Made by Mr. Cedillo, seconded by Mr. Springer. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
Item F is an emergency approval to policy 03.1233, the parental leave option for certified. If you remember, this is the one that went through original adoption, but in the conversion, lost a part of our language, and so we're just updating that back.
Motion to approve, made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor, and that's 5-0.
I think they're ready.
Are you guys ready? All right, we'll stop at 12G there for action items. And we will welcome you guys. Come on in. Got Centerfield here tonight.
Yes, good evening.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, we're happy to be here. So tonight we brought members from our Student Lighthouse team. It's kind of like our advisory council, and in Centerfield, we are all about learning, leading, and spreading kindness. So they're going to tell you a little bit about that. Before we start, though, they're going to just do a quick round robin and tell you their names, so that way you know who you're going to hear from today. Remember real loud.
Missy. My name is Samantha Murray. My name is Wyatt Gadoff. My name is Kinsley Nay. My name is AC Lampkin. My name is Jaden Puttyshore. My name is Zoe Chandler. My name is Emily Jordan. My name is James Wally. My name is Evelyn Moore. My name is Jessica Hall.
Good job, Jesse.
Welcome.
All right, guys. Ready? Use your loud speaking voice and the mic, okay?
We all say all means all at Centerfield. We believe that everyone has genius, that everyone is a leader, and that together is better. Today, our Student Lighthouse team is excited to share with you some examples of how we are inspired learners, empowered leaders, and kind citizens. It's a tradition at Centerfield to celebrate learning at the end of each unit. Fourth graders look forward to Endangered Species Fair each year. That really put our research skills to the test. Kindergarten made birdhouses this year, after learning about the different homes that birds build. This fall, fifth graders held a writing circus and showcased our informational writing skills for other students. Goal setting is an important step in our growth at Centerfield. We set wildly important goals each month and track our progress on Look Trackers. Our action steps are things like best effort in small group and passing iReady lesson and practicing our math fluency for homework.
We work together as a class to stay accountable to our goals. We strive for 100% of our classes to meet their monthly reading and math goals. Our scoreboard lives in the hallway so you can see which classes are on track.
When students meet their goals, they get to fill out a popcorn piece with their name and add it to our popcorn wall. Each piece shows their hard work, and together we can see our whole school's success popping and growing in Den Alley.
Wig Buddies are partners who help each other stay focused on their wildly important goal by checking in, tracking progress, and offering encouragement. They work as a team to celebrate successes, problem-solve challenges, and stay accountable to reaching their goal. Don't worry, we have fun together too.
We bring our families into learning times too. Kroger Math Night is a fun event where families come to the store to practice real-life math skills like budgeting, estimating, and comparing prices. We learn how much math helps us make smart choices while shopping, while working with our friends and family.
Literacy Night is an evening where our families come together to celebrate reading and writing. We play word games, listen to stories, adopt stuffed reading buddies, and learn fun ways to grow as readers at home and at school.
Besides our classroom jobs, students at our school can also apply for school-wide leadership roles. We have everything from library helpers to safety squad to Monday morning meeting announcers. School-wide leadership roles promote school belonging and pride in our school. Our Student Lighthouse team is a group of student leaders who help guide our school by setting goals, modeling leadership habits, and sharing ideas to make our school better. We work together to represent our classmates, celebrate success, and help everyone grow as a leader.
We have new opportunities this year for our 4th and 5th grade. Wildcat students get to show leadership by helping with the morning announcements and sharing important information with the whole school. It's a way to practice confidence, responsibility, and being a positive role model for others.
Our student-led Makers Market is an event where students create and sell their own handmade items to show creativity and leadership. The money we raise goes to support local charities, so we are helping others while learning how to plan, problem solve, and make a difference.
Being a kind citizen through a food drive means collecting and donating food to help others in our community who may not have enough to eat. It shows leadership and compassion by putting others first and synergizing together to make a difference.
For the last few years, our friend Louisa has hosted a lemonade stand to raise money for charity. She knew she wanted to find a way to give back to Centerfield students, so she gave the money she raised to the Blessings in a Backpack program at Mount Tabor Community Church. Other Centerfield students have been inspired to collect blankets for homeless or supplies for pet shelters.
Thank you for the opportunity to give you an inside look at the way Centerfield inspires learners, empowers leaders, and fosters kind citizens.
Any questions for our Lighthouse students?
I have a question. I want to know more about the math night at Kroger, because I know that was something you had invited us to, and I couldn't go, but I was really curious. That looked really fun.
Anyone like to speak on that? And speak up real loud, okay?
Can you come to the microphone?
So we did like you have to find the most expensive cheese per pound, then multiply that by 2.5. And then we did like a challenge, like this person has a certain amount of money to get like enough food for some spaghetti dinner, and and you have to find some fruit that weighs a certain amount.
Want to share the artwork part? What did you guys work on at school before? Remember that part?
Oh wait! Oh, during our we made some Kroger bags with protractors.
We did artwork on the Kroger bags.
Oh.
So if you checked out that night, you also got artwork.
That's
artwork on the bags, so it
amazing.
was a nice
Awesome.
addition for sure.
Very cool. That was a great idea. Cool.
Do it again.
Good.
Awesome.
No, what caught my attention was that food drive and the lemonade stand. I think it's awesome that you guys are doing your part to be great citizens, Oldham County citizens, to take care of your neighbors. So thank you so much for doing that. And I hope an important lesson that you learned at the Kroger night, math night, was maybe you saw, hey man, these groceries are expensive. Let me not hit my parents up with a random, can we get this?
Cookies.
But anyway, I'm so glad you guys are getting those opportunities. Thank you all.
That was great. Really good.
I'm just going to say, I'm glad to see some familiar faces. It's been a while, so glad to see you guys here presenting and how much you've grown.
Anybody, Team Ornua, want to say hi to?
Where my green people at? All right.
You are in UA. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
all for
you.
being here. Great job. Okay, we're going to move on to recognitions.
Thank you all for being here tonight and being patient. We have a lot of recognition this evening, and we're so appreciative of you all being here to be a part of that. The first official recognition we're going to do tonight is an award called the Yes I Can Award. Justice Slayton was selected as the recipient for the Council of Exceptional Children's 2026 Yes I Can Award for Technology. The Yes I Can Technology Award acknowledges students and youth with exceptionalities who have demonstrated exceptional achievement through the effective use of technology, including assistive technology, to advance their academic and non-academic skills. This award also recognizes the positive impact that technology has on a student's social and emotional development or well-being. She is one of 12 winners in the nation recognized for her determination and achievements. She is the first Oldham County student to win this award and is greatly missed by all who knew her. At this time, I want us to watch a quick video.
At the age of 8, Justice was diagnosed with Alpers-Huttenlocher syndrome, AHS, a rare and progressive mitochondrial disorder that causes developmental regression, including vision loss, muscle weakness, and seizures. Progress was initially minimal. She struggled to remain alert during sessions, could not maintain eye contact, and did not respond to traditional communication strategies. The COVID-19 pandemic further hindered her learning, limiting instruction and therapies to virtual settings for health and safety. A turning point came in 2022 when in-person instruction resumed. Her educators began trialing critical visual impairment strategies, using an iPad to present visual stimuli, helping Justice engage with content and focus her vision. For the first time, she began to make consistent, intentional eye movements in response to instruction. Justice's most notable achievement is becoming a successful user of assistive technology, specifically the Tobii Dynavox eye gaze device. This breakthrough has enabled her to communicate by using her eyes to select responses from a field of 2. Her determination has inspired her educational team, peers, and broader community. Justice's story is one of resilience, innovation, and hope. For these reasons, Justice Slayton is an exceptional and deserving nominee for the 2025 Yes I Can Award.
At this time, we ask for the family of Justice to come up and receive a certificate in her honor. The second set of awards tonight, I'm going to ask for our principals that are impacted if they could come up here with me. It is going to be for the KMEA All-State Choir and All-State Bands. Earning a spot in the KMEA All-State Choir or All-State Bands is one of the highest honors for high school musicians. These elite ensembles showcase the most talented musicians from across the state, selected through a rigorous audition process. These exceptional students performed at the 2026 KMEA Conference with their respective all-state ensembles. Throughout the conference, they had the opportunity to collaborate with renowned professionals and fellow highly talented musicians. This experience allowed them to refine their craft, but also broaden their skills. 17 students from Oldham County Schools were selected to perform in the all-state bands, and 36 students were selected for all-state choir. At this time, we will do recognition, and we will go in order by school. Do we want all three to come up, do pictures individually, and then do the group with the principal? Okay. Up first, we have South Oldham High School.
Okay, our first student is Skyla Kuhn. Zoe Gatewood. Amelia Vanderpool.
Nick Turner, Will Matthews, Killian Jones. Anthony Payne, Ethan Meredith, Caitlin Osorio, Cole Birchmeyer, Ryder Kentrow, and Avery Dreamoff.
From North Oldham High School, Jonathan Lolang, Grace Myers, and Piper Davino.
We also have two violinists that participated in the all-state orchestra as well, and that's Ada Hefferman, come on up, and Orion Admony. Congratulations.
Next, we will do KMEA All-State Choir.
Two that are unable to attend, but I would like to recognize them publicly, is Andrew Bednar and Caroline Bednar, Sylvia Buchenberger, Sophia Davis, Cooper Finewood, Jonas Gomsack, Daphne Kennedy, Taylor Meredith, Livy Matthews, Logan Myers, Ben Osborne, Matthew Osborne, Ryan Partington, Nora Rimbold, Gabriella Watkins.
Okay, from OCHS, we have Abigail Baker, Madison Blevins, Riley Brown, that's exciting, Ellie Burrell, Preston Corbin, Davis Drury, Clayton Evans, Edward Gutierrez, Zachary Lehman, Keegan McKinney, Emily Thompson, Josiah Wolfenbarger, Madeline Burton, Chloe Fault, Alethea Hill, Morgan McWayne, Ella Milberger, Jaden Pace, and Pierce Woodruff.
And from North Oldham High School, Alex Reynolds. Thank you.
The next set of awards that we will do tonight are our Ignite Passion Awards. The Ignite Passion Award recognizes individuals or groups that have demonstrated exceptional commitment and efforts in fostering passion and enthusiasm within Oldham County Schools. As noted last month, recipients of the Ignite Passion Award are not merely achievers, they are catalysts for positive change, transforming the atmosphere and culture within their school or within the school district. These individuals or groups possess a unique ability to ignite the flames of inspiration within students, staff, families, or community, encouraging others to pursue excellence and embrace their own passions. Representing Centerfield Elementary tonight, Centerfield's Ignite Passion winner is their exceptional part-time daycare director, Shallon Rich. Absolutely. Is Shallon here? Come on up. You can just be uncomfortable while I talk about you. After retirement, her presence was missed greatly, and they are grateful that she selflessly returned to lead their enrichment center part-time, ensuring its continued success through steady leadership, dedication, planning, busy savvy, and meticulous adherence to all the daycare regulations. Shallon seeks out grant opportunities that bring innovative resources and fresh learning experiences to Centerfield's youngest students. This year, the grant she earned doubled Centerfield's STEAM resources, brought a math fact fluency software program, and initiated work with the Leader in Me after-school curriculum to continue their mission to inspire learners, empower leaders, and develop kind citizens at Cub Club. In addition to her impact at Centerfield, she serves as a trusted mentor and district-wide resource for her colleagues, generously sharing her expertise and passion for childcare whenever it's needed. Her presence strengthens not only the daycare, but the entire school community, where she actively supports events, initiatives, and partnerships. Since acquiring a family resource center, Shallon and Cub Club staff have partnered together to host a wide variety of enrichment experiences, everything from dance fitness classes to traveling museums to soybean farming. As the resident school historian, she really could write a book, Shallon preserves and celebrates Centerfield's legacy, creating pride and connection among staff and families. Through her enthusiasm, leadership, and commitment to excellence, she truly ignites passion in others and transforms the culture of the after-school community. Congrats. Our second Ignite Passion Award comes from Camden Station Elementary. Winner is Andy Marks. She is incredibly knowledgeable, endlessly kind, and consistently puts students at the center of everything she does. Her passion for teaching is evident in the positive, joyful learning environment she creates each day. Miss Marks' classroom is full of meerkats, a place where learning is engaging, meaningful, and fun. Her creative and hands-on teaching approaches help students connect their learning to the real world, while her energy and sense of humor, often showcased through her perfectly witty shirts for lessons and celebrations, make students excited to come to school. Students in her classroom explore pumpkin decomposing in the fall, the position of the sun and earth through hands-on modeling, and are often met with the witty responses about what meerkats would do. Laughter, curiosity, and learning go hand in hand in her classroom. One of Ms. Marks' greatest strengths is her ability to truly see and celebrate students for who they are. She builds strong relationships and helps every child feel valued, confident, and supported. Because of this, students are more willing to take academic risk and develop a genuine love for learning. Ms. Mark also serves as the positive role model and a supportive colleague. She willingly collaborates, shares ideas, and continues to grow professionally in order to better serve students and support her team through her own constant learning. Ms. Mark embodies the spirit of the Ignite Passion Award. Through her energy, humor, and heart, she inspires students and staff alike and has a lasting positive impact on Camden Station Elementary and the Oldham County Schools community. Congrats. And where is your principal? Our next recipient is coming from South Oldham High School, and Miss Bobby Stess may not be here, but we're still going to talk about her. Is she here? Okay. South Oldham High School proudly selects Bobby Stess for the Ignite Passion Award. Bobby consistently builds meaningful connections between South Oldham High School and the surrounding community, modeling how local leaders can support students and schools. As club service chair of the South Oldham Rotary, she helps the club recognize outstanding South Oldham High School students each month and support student futures through scholarships. Together with the Rotary, Bobby helped organize the collection of more than 4,000 canned goods for the Barry Stess Memorial Christmas Food Basket Program. She also leads Mission House, which operates a food pantry for families in need and works tirelessly to connect our school with families who require support so students can access essential resources. Bobby understands that academic success depends on student needs being met both at home and at school. She approaches this work with compassion, determination, and humility, never seeking recognition while inspiring many others in the community to get involved. Congratulations. Our last recognition tonight is school board member recognition, which is in the month of January, but Mother Nature loved to change our plans in January. So we will do this evening if our school board members will come stand in front. Kentucky observes School Board Recognition Month in January, and since inclement weather, we had to take a moment to dedicate their day today. Carly Clem, Allison Sheffer, Suzanne Hunley, Dominic Cedillo, and Adam Springer spend countless hours serving the students, families, and community members of Oldham County. Please join us in thanking them for their commitment to ensuring the highest level of learning for all of our students. Congratulations.
All right, we are going to move along to public expression. You want to go ahead?
Yeah. Each regular meeting shall include a public comment period of at least 15 minutes. Any board rules and policies regarding conduct during school board meetings shall apply during this public comment period. The chairperson may require the name and address of the speaker. The chairperson may rule on the relevance of the topic to the board's agenda. The chairperson may also establish time limits for speakers as may be required to maintain order and to ensure the expedient conduct of the board's business. The board as a whole shall have the final decision as to the appropriateness of all rulings.
Okay, tonight we have 3 speakers. Are you all good with doing 4 minutes like we usually do? Yes. Okay. First up, we'll welcome Mr. Dinga? Welcome to the podium. Hello.
Michael, good to see you. Okay, I'm going to keep time, and when you get to 3 minutes, I'm going to wave,
Okay.
and that means you got a minute left.
I'll try to keep it well under there. I am Michael Dinga. I'm here on behalf of Oldham County Community Scholarships. It's nice to see some familiar faces, some new faces as well. I had a chance to meet with the superintendent as well this year. Basically, we're with Oldham County Community Scholarships. Every year, we raise money from community sponsors to give out scholarship awards to high school seniors residing in Oldham County. As long as they don't get a full room, board, and tuition, we will continue to contribute to their education. We're not going to buy the pizza on Friday, but just about anything else we'll certainly cover. Most of our scholarships are between $500 and even to $5,000. We have some $10,000 scholarships now. Most of our scholarships are a one-time award, but we do have a lot that are now renewable. So as the student stays in school, they get it every year, which is a spectacular thing. We've been around for about 22 years, I believe now. Last year, we went over $2 million in total scholarships awarded. We do about $130,000 a year, over 100 scholarships. So I'm not sure if you have a sheet from us, but I do have a sheet that I can give you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you have that date already for this year, Michael?
I do.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yes, this year we put on an award ceremony every year. It'll be Monday, May the 18th at 7 o'clock at the Oldham County Arts Center. So you are all more than welcome to attend. We'll have a seat reserved for you guys in the front row. And it's actually an interesting time of the year right now because our scholarship application is actually open right now through the end of February. So students can continue to work on their applications, submit it. We then take about a month and a half or so to make our selection process. We review everything that they submit. If they say they work 20 hours a week at hometown, we're going to call hometown. We then select them, and they get a nice little email from us saying that they received an award. They don't know the amount of the award, so it's very exciting for them as well to come for that night. So we'd love to see any and all of you with us on that day. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this. I mean, it's an amazing program that you all do, so thank you.
Next up, we have Miss, is it Wygand or Miss Wiegand? Sorry about that. Good afternoon.
I'm Kendra Wiegand. I'm losing my voice, sorry. I'm also a terrible public speaker, so I have it all written down.
You're good.
My name is Kendra Wiegand. I'm here as a parent from North Oldham High School to talk about the co-op program that allows seniors to earn elective credits by leaving campus early and going to work. This program has inconsistent school requirements for eligibility across the district. Different requirements for GPA. Some require SAT or ACT scores. So, not all have work hour requirements, and some suggest the work be in the student's career path. I have already reached out to our principal and was told he would work with our counselors and SPDM to look at possible change in the hourly requirements, but no indication of when or to what. Seeing that the hourly requirements have actually increased since my older daughter graduated in 2025, I feel it's time to really evaluate the program. This is a big enough issue now to address it at a district level. All seniors in the district should have the same prerequisites, expectations, and standards for the program. To demonstrate the need for consistency, I'll be focusing on the hourly requirement at North Oldham High School. One period of co-op leaves at 3:10 and equals 5 hours and 50 minutes of class time weekly. This option requires 12 hours of weekly work in trade. 2 periods of co-op leaves at 2:10 equals 9 hours and 10 minutes of class time weekly. This option requires 18 hours of weekly work in trade. Work hours must be done Monday through Friday, no weekend hours. This is not a fair time trade to the student, expecting almost double the hours worked versus lost school time for elective credits. Additionally, the reality of employers scheduling perfectly to accommodate weekday school policy is an unlikely and unfair expectation both for students and employers. Looking at the employment details closer, the employer will likely schedule in 4, 5, or 6.5-hour shifts. I have detailed likely employer shifts along with student schedules below, but the summary is that the times don't line up. Students will likely be working 2 to 7.5 hours weekly over the required time. They're starting their school day at 9 a.m. and potentially working until 10:30 p.m. to fulfill these weekday hours. That's a 13.5-hour day, and they still need time for homework. To be clear, I think the program has huge value. Teaching kids to be responsible, dependable, capable employees is valuable. Learning to earn, spend, and manage money is valuable. Learning to balance school and work is valuable. It's the structure and expectations of the program that are the problem. Please allow a committee to review each school's senior work policy because each school has their own guidelines. We need to have a district standard that addresses practical and consistent expectations of seniors and supports their transition from student to employee. My suggestion is an 8 weekday hours for 1 credit and 12 weekday hours for 2 credits. This covers all hours missed on campus and allows for variances in employer weekly scheduling for days and shift lengths. It also allows flexibility for sickness, school breaks, weather, and any other variables. Thank you for taking this issue seriously as it impacts a large number of our senior students.
Thank you very much.
Any questions, or we don't do question and answer?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
If you have questions, you can email us.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Ms. Tipton? Welcome.
Hello. Okay, so I have been advocating for students with disabilities for the better part of a year and a half. I want to continue to speak to make sure that I get a chance to be heard. I've emailed the board a little over a year ago now, I think last November, about some of the issues that I had experienced, and I've since been able to see an internal email that Adam actually sent to the other board members where he had said he would love the opportunity to hear both sides of that story, and I appreciate that greatly. As of now, I still have not been given that opportunity, and my brilliant, wonderful 13-year-old daughter has shared this quote with me, and I think it's relevant. She says, "Until the lion learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter." I speak out because I often feel like the lion in these circumstances where you don't get the opportunity to share the other side to this story. I also want to make sure that this is really clear. None of this is a personal attack. You guys are wonderful, and I think that's such an important part of this. You know, I think to you, Ms. Harold, when you had to make that call on that snow day, and I thought, man, she can't win for nothing because she's going to get criticized because she called school when there was nothing there, or she's going to get criticized because she puts everybody in danger. I sure know I would not be capable of making that decision. And to all the board members, I know how many hours you guys put in. Some of you guys, you know, Ms. Hunley, have been on in all the capacities, SBDM councils, for years and years. And last time I checked, it's not for the money, right? So I understand what you guys are doing, and regardless of any adversity or pushback you get, I want you to know that 90% of the population has never even attended a meeting, let alone gone to all these schools and attended those events. So you guys are greatly appreciated throughout this. So this is not personal, but it doesn't take away from some of the struggles that we have in trying to communicate this to the board. And I have tried to also get public involvement. I've attended the SBDM presentations to the board. Those are amazing. As a side suggestion, it would be fantastic if we could actually get those broadcasted in the future. If nothing else, I think the principals should actually even see the other presentations because of, you know, there was quite a big difference between presentations. Had I personally not gone, I wouldn't have gotten to see, I didn't get to see all of Goshen's, but the props and the energy that was coming out of that room was beautiful, right? It almost kind of amps you up going in. Or, you know, one of the other notable things was, I want to say it was Crestwood's counselor. The program that they have going on at Crestwood, it's inspiring for feeding back to these students. One of the things I did want to point out is part of those presentations are actually based off of the CSIP, you know, the Continued School Improvement Plan, sorry, for the people. And so one of those things is basically that it's based off of that. And one of the key components in the CSIP, thanks, is parental involvement. And as part of my continued advocacy, that one of the schools in particular has removed parental involvement from that. So I myself got blocked from participating in that, and that is one of the key elements. So my whole point with this is that it would be really awesome if we could get the opportunity to point this stuff out. I have reported this, and it is actually a state requirement for there to be involvement on the parents, and we were in fact blocked, and that was due to reporting some of the issues that I've seen. So just as we continue to navigate this, if there's any way we can make this less adversarial so that we could actually just say, hey, there is some things going on, and I don't want to be the lion. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tipton.
Thank you.
Back to graduation date.
Yes, sorry, we're talking through things here. So we are going to jump right back into action items.
It'll be action item 12G, looking at a graduation date for this year. It's hard to believe we're approaching March. Recommendation would be, after consulting with logistics that we set a tentative to Saturday, May 30th. Freedom Hall would be the location, and I say tentative because we are confined to Jefferson County schools and graduation dates and locations, but we would like that to be where we are currently.
Any questions? And just to clarify, in case anyone has questions on the location, we did talk about having it at the convention center like we did last year, but it has very limited availability during that time.
One date.
There was one date that was available, and it wasn't any of our preferences, so. Can I get a motion to approve? Made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
And just so I can clarify, so when do we know for sure, or
We are bound by their calendar. Remember, we had to take it into that next week because of the 2 days we've missed. That does give us some flexibility if something happens. We missed a couple more days to stay in that Saturday, May 30th. I will work with Mr. Jacobson when he gets back. He has been in touch with them, and we are penciled in for that date. But once we know more about what Jefferson County does, then we take action from that. So I will keep you posted.
And Jefferson County finishes before Memorial Day, so he did not, when I talked to him, he did not think that it would be an issue.
Okay.
He thought all of their stuff would be
The weekend before.
The weekend before.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
So hopefully we're good to go.
Last item for action is just the approval of the fiscal year 27 budget analysis. And I know we've done a budget work session with an action item or two to come from item H.
So we're going to break this into 2 votes. Is that right?
I would break it into,
Okay.
I would acknowledge it 2 ways.
So can I get a motion on the first vote on the salary increase?
Do you need to say the amount or just that increase?
Make the motion for the amount.
Oh,
Mhm.
I make a motion for 3% salary increase.
Can I get a second? Made by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0.
Second, go ahead. Second part will be for the one-time stipend, which we've talked extensively about as a school community, and know that that's not something that stays in the budget. That is just something that is done as an extra when the budget will allow.
Okay.
Can I get a motion in regards to the stipends?
Can I make a motion for a $2,500 stipend for part-time employees and a $5,000 stipend for full-time? Is that right? Or is it
Uh-huh. That's right. And can I get a second? Made by Mr. Cedillo. All those.
Can we clarify that that's for next December?
Yes,
Or for this
so-
December?
Yes, so that would be paid out, it's actually November, just as the one was for 2025. I think it's the
Sitting in
Friday
the-
after, Friday after Thanksgiving. Is that right, Ms. Alexander?
It's sitting in the fiscal year 27 budget, so yes, there is no action to be done on this current budget. So you're correct.
So motion made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Ms. Hunley. All those in favor, and that's 5-0.
Those are all of the action items. We have gone through item 13 already.
And I think we did want to just make a clarification on.
Yes.
So we met last week and had a finance meeting, and just wanted to publicly state that on the stipends, we know that's more than what we've given in the past. And Ms. Alexander talked us through some additional carryover money that we have and that we were able to spend for next school year. So we really wanted to give that back to our staff. You know, that amount may not be something that we can always do, but Ms. Alexander is very conservative and helps walk us through the finances, and so we just don't want people to think we're just throwing money out there, but we did carefully consider it, and we feel like we're still being conservative and responsible with the district's money.
Also, too, just something to keep in mind when you're getting ready to sign those contracts, teachers, and when you're thinking about coming to work for Oldham County Schools, it'd be nice to have in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a way for us to show us our appreciation for the teachers in our district and everyone who works for us or works, in our county, and definitely a recruitment tool and to keep pushing the needle forward, keep staff and that retention, and hopefully get some of the great teachers that may have left over the previous years back into the county.
It's well-deserved.
Very,
We're
very
very
well
thankful.
Yeah, this is probably one of our favorite things to do. One of the reasons we're up here. So, so thank you all.
At this time, we are going to dismiss all of you in the back so you all can all go home and enjoy. We need a motion to go in executive session.
I get a motion made by Mr. Cedillo, seconded by Mr.
Do I need to read it?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. At this time, I need a motion to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.8101BC. Deliberations on the future acquisition or sale of real property by a public agency, but only when publicity would be likely to affect the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use or sold by a public agency. Also, discussions of proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of a public agency. Discussions or hearing of which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member, or student without restricting that employee's, members, or students' right to a public hearing if requested. This exception shall not be interpreted to permit discussion of general personnel matters in secret.
Now can I get a motion to go into executive session? Made by Ms. Sheffer, seconded by Mr. Cedillo. All those in favor? And that's 5-0. Thanks, everyone.
How you doing, Blaine? Who gave me the minutes?